going to start right ahead with our warm-up. And in our warm-up, we're going to be all the way flat on our back, knees bent, heels down, and then you're going to tilt your tailbone so your low back touches the mat. And we're going to go 10 bridges. Bridges are lifting the hips up towards the ceiling, pushing into the heels, squeezing your butt. You want to make sure if you just take a look up the side of, like up the slant of your body when you go into your bridge, that you can still see the top of your thighs. If you can't, you might be bridging up too high, but never want to lift up into the shoulders. Keeping that upper part of the torso down on the mat. And then once we've done 10 of those nice good bridges, we flip it over onto hands and knees. And on our hands and knees, we're going to have hands right below the shoulders, tabletop position. We're going to round up into cat. And then we're going to drop the belly down, chin up, chest open, into cow. So we're doing 5 of those. Pressing down into the hips, draw the belly into the spine. Drop it down, open it up. Kind of taking some time to exaggerate this one maybe a little bit. It's a really nice warm up for the low back, that middle part of the body, the pelvis. We're going to need a lot of mobility in our pelvis today for our single leg deadlifts. And if you've been sitting, this is a nice way of really loosening all that up. From there, we're going to come to forearms. One hand behind the head, and then we're just going to twist that elbow towards the ceiling. And when we do that, we're moving the whole shoulder girdle, not just the elbow. So we're getting some twist and rotation through your thoracic spine, which is your upper back, chest and shoulders. Very nice. We've got 8 of those. That nice little turn twist. We'll do both sides here. Making sure just keep the knees rooted down, not a lot of twist through the hips. Just rotating through that torso. And 8. From there, we come back into our tabletop, which is hands and knees again. Hands below shoulders, knees below hips. Now we're going to flatten out the back. So draw the rib cage to the spine. One arm and the opposite leg extend out, and then we switch, extend the opposite arm and leg. This is a bird dog, and this is all about core control and stability. So if you were to struggle with a lot of stability here and have your balance is thrown off, you can also put your forearms down and focus just on our legs until we're able to maintain this flat spine and tabletop. We have 10 on each side. Just taking that leg straight out from your behind so that you're pressing back through your heel. Drawing your rib cage back to your spine. Slow and smooth. Press down into the hand that's on the ground. So we create tension through the core. Perfect. So moving at your pace. Finishing up your 10 on each side, we'll meet in standing. No rush. I was going to tell my camera up. There we go. We want arm circles back for 10. So a big reach up, biceps to the ears. Yeah, just trying to get like stretch through the shoulders. Maybe we want to rock that head from side to side a little bit too, maybe. So we have 4 more here like this. Here's 3. 2. My shoulders are very vocal when I do that. Bring it forward. So if you're getting a little cracking, normal as long as it's not painful. It's just, who knows what goes on in there, right? So we got 10 of these, and then we'll go into our toe touch squat reaches to warm up our hips, our ankles, all that good stuff. So here's 2 more coming forward. Last one. And then our toe touch squat reach. Plant the feet a little wider than hips. Arms up. We're going to reach down. You can round your back. You can bend your knees. We're just going to get the toes. Arms tuck inside knees as we drop them to the heels. And then right arm comes up, left arm comes up. Reaching, stand. So this is 5 parts. 1. Dropping down for 2. Right is 3. Left is 4. And then we stand up 5. And the more you do this, the more range of motion you'll get. That's why we do these every time. It's just a great way to kind of get warm through the lower body before we do squats or any other lower body exercises. This is 4. We're going to do 1 more from here. The more you do them, the deeper you'll get, the more range of motion you'll get. Last one is here, all the way down. Chest and shoulders lift. Right, left, stand up. Last exercise is our gate opener. Hands on hips, we're going up and open. So just kind of, looping the hips. We're going to keep the pelvis itself square. And we're just just mobilizing where the legs and hip connect. So today's workout, it looks like what we call strength 1 here at Fitness Evolution. So there's certain movements that we always do. Squats, single leg deadlifts, push up. We're gonna do some side plank stuff today, so anti-rotation. We're gonna do 4 supersets. A superset is 2 exercises back to back with very little rest. We do each superset 3 times, and then we move on to the next one. We're gonna get a lot of core today, lower body, little tiny bit of cardio heart rate at the end, but mostly today's gonna be about strength, stability, and getting that good muscle work going. 1 more on each side, so we're here. I'll time everything today. If you have a dumbbell and you want to use a weight on your squats, you can. If you have a mini band, we'll have that option today too. You do not have to use a weight. I'll show it both ways. So today, to add a little bit of challenge to our squat, we're actually going to slow the tempo of the squat down. So normally we would squat down and up. Today, we're going to go down slowly for 3 counts and then come up fast for 1. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, up fast. If I'm holding a weight, it's going to look the same. Down slow, 1, 2, 3, up fast. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. So I want you to sit back in your heels, take it down slow. 1, 2, 3. Come up regular, tuck your tailbone at the top, tuck your butt. And as we're doing this squat slowly down, it gives us a chance to kind of think about it. Sit back in the heels, tuck the ribs to the hips, and then just fire straight up out of that. So hold the shoulders back. Yeah, toes are maybe just lightly lifting up off the ground. And then thinking about, is your low back flat? Which can be kind of hard to tell if you're using a weight and you don't have a mirror. If you're not, as you come down, you want to think about keeping all this tight. 20 seconds here. So if you place your hand back there, does it feel like there's an arch? Or does it feel like we keep this straight up and down? You got it. We have 10 seconds here, so we're down slow, slow, slow. Come up fast. Tuck it tight at the top. You got it. Last one. And up. All right. We're going to do push-ups. I will show 2 options. If you do not like push-ups, I don't say you don't like push-ups, but if push-ups don't work for you. With our push-ups, we can be elevated on a surface that won't move, doing a full push-up. That takes the challenge out. We can be on our knees. If we're on our knees, I want you to keep your lower legs down. Shift your weight forward, shoulders down, elbows make an arrow so that I look like this. And not this, okay? If you're doing push-ups either elevated or on the floor, go ahead and start. You've got 10. And then for the purpose of the recording, I will show 2 alternate exercises. One would be if you had a band pull apart, pulling your hands apart. If pressing is contraindicated for you, if you don't do pressing, that would be your option. The other option, if you have dumbbells, would be to take both weights on either side and do a dumbbell press. The little nicer on the shoulders and the chest and front. So those are your options if push-ups don't work for you. All right, grab a quick drink of water. Once you finish your 10, we're gonna go back to our squats. We've got 3 rounds there. All right, second set of squats. Let's focus on seeing if we can challenge depth. There's usually a point where your body's like, oh, I'm good. I'm gonna stop right there. Mentally, it's usually safe for us to go a little bit lower. So when you hit that spot where your body's like, let's go back up, see if you can go down just a tiny bit more. We're gonna work on creating a little more depth. Squat slow. 3, 2, 1. We go. Take it down. And then we're gonna come up regular. Yeah. We're gonna fire out of the hole. So tuck the tailbone, shoulders back and tight, and then. So as you're coming down, you get that spot, body wants to stop, see if you can force it just a little bit lower, beautiful. Make sure that knees are over ankles, are over feet, so everything's in a nice straight line. It's very normal to lean forward, but notice my back ankle's still straight. So even though through the tightness of my hips, I gotta lean forward here, my back is still straight. Everybody's torso lean's gonna look a little different. Taking it down nice and slow. press up. All depends on limb lengths. You know, I could have a row of people squatting. Every squat's gonna look a little different. But as long as our heel's down, chest up, straight back, sit back, 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 back. Here we go, up. Last one. Take it down slow. Fire it straight up. Beautiful. All right, remember if push-ups are not your jam, you can do dumbbell press, you can do band pull apart. Everybody else. Hands outside shoulders. Core is tight. We are going to hold the belly button in the spine. Even if you're on your knees, you're keeping a straight back. It's like somebody took your plank and just removed the lower part of your legs, but you're still planking. So exhale as you push the floor away. Inhale, belly button to spine, moving that body as one unit. You got it. And over time, if we're elevated, if we're on our knees, we're just gonna work to give a little bit more to our upper body. Quick drink of water, one more round. Great work so far. Heart rate is up, even without that high intensity. Great work on squats so far. Let's do one more set. This time really focusing even more on keeping this tight so that we don't squat with an arch. It's important. All right, we go down slow. 3, 2, 1. Take it down, sit back, weight in the heels. Maybe we can push that depth just a little lower. If you're watching this on replay and you already have a really low squat, I don't want you going too low. So we don't want to be down here, like I can sit down here, but my glutes are no longer engaged. So make sure you still feel your glutes so that we're not sitting completely on our heels. Like right here is good. Press up, squeeze, tuck, shoulders tight. Core pulled in. You got it. Now let's talk about breathing. Exhale as you fire up. Inhale on the way down, taking that nice deep breath in, and then, yeah, nice. Woo, 15 seconds. You got it. You're doing great. So even though we're leaning forward, just tuck that tailbone, press the knees out a little bit. You got it. So the width of the feet depends on your hips. You don't want feet too narrow, but not too much wider than your hips. Last one, and relax. All right, we've got our push-ups. We're doing 10. If you are not doing push-ups, you are doing band pull aparts or dumbbell press on your back. Everybody with push-ups, we're here. We're going to exhale. Push your hands through the floor. So we bring it up, push strong. Think about everything staying so tight, so packed and tight. Now, your knees are down. Keep your feet down and just pretend that your knees are up. What would the rest of your body be doing? You'd be squeezing your butt, pulling your core tight. Yeah, we've just taken that lever and shortened it. Over time, eventually, you can start doing one knee as you get better and better. When you finish 10, drink of water. Next exercise is a favorite of mine. We do it all the time here at Fitness Evolution. And it's our single leg deadlift. And it's an advanced exercise, but everyone can do a single leg deadlift to a degree. We just have ways that we modify it. So if we are new to single leg deadlifts, we're gonna do a single leg reach. I like to put like a dumbbell, maybe a bottle of water, even a foam roller up on its end. If you are particularly new to single leg deadlifts, can make a really great target. We're going to sit back into the hip, we're going to bend the knee, and then we're going to push. So, really important when I single leg deadlift, if I'm standing on my right leg, my right hip is going to push back. I'm going to push back into my right hip, and then my back is staying flat. So I don't want you to think of it as reaching down. Chest is tall, we're moving back into the hip as the knee bends. Long spine and tap. I will show this with a dumbbell for anyone watching on the replay who's using a dumbbell. We're going to start with our right foot down. Left hand reaches, left leg in the air. So, if you're using a dumbbell, it's inside your leg, pushing back into your glute, and that weight stays close to your leg. If you're reaching long, you're going to tap that target and come up. Go ahead and begin. So we're going to go chest out, sit back, right foot. Bend that right knee. So really important that this knee that we're standing on is bending. Yeah, and then I like the target. I like to actually have something for you to reach for so that we get this flat back. You know, we have people here reach for a windowsill and they're like, kind of ignore it. I actually want you to touch it. That's why it's there. So we get this sense of this tilt. Keep moving for another 10 seconds. Don't stop. So we're going 10 seconds. Now, if after this set, you discover that you had a lot of trouble with these, I will show a way to modify them for anyone watching on the replay. Go ahead and finish. Yeah, relax. So, as we start left side, left foot down, I'll show a modification for anyone really struggling with balance on this. So now, we have left foot down, right leg up, right arm reaching, ready, and go. If you're at home and balance is an issue, keep your back leg down. You're still going to move into that hinge. You're still going to keep your back flat. You're still going to reach your arm. You're just going to keep your back leg down. If you're doing a single leg deadlift with a dumbbell, it's inside your leg, close to you. Everybody else, we're going to reach, get long, lean, flat, bend that left knee, press down through the left foot. So we're trying to find stability here, grow long. That's why I like this. I want the arm and leg to reach away and then come in tough, tight underneath. You have 10 more seconds here. Beautiful, nice work, good balance. You got it. 3, 2, 1, relax. I'm gonna tilt the camera down so you can watch this next exercise. We call this Superman position. Superman position starts on your belly, and we have long arms and long legs. Pointing the fingers, pointing the toes, squeezing your butt. Head is down. So from that position with my head down, I'm gonna lift my arms and my legs, watch. But my head's gonna stay down. And I'm gonna reach my fingers and toes as hard as I can. So come on down on your belly. Anybody who should not be on their belly, I know I've got a couple of prenatal folks who watch on the replay, you guys are gonna do a standing alternate, which I'll show in a second. But everybody else come face down, eyes down, long fingers, long toes, lift the arms, lift the legs and hold. Here we go. So we're reaching, 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 reaching. As you're holding, anyone who is expecting and should not be laying on their belly, anytime we do a Superman, you're going to go into an alternate leg lift with your arms up and back. Yeah, let's bring the arms up more. Looks like that. Just like a standing alternating Superman without arching your back. Everyone's focusing on squeezing your butt cheeks real tight. Lifting the shoulder blades down away from the ears so that we're not getting a lot of arch in the low back, just a little lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. All right, we're gonna come back up to standing, go back into that single leg. Remember, for anyone watching at home later, if you need to plant that back foot and just focus on hinging with a flat back, if your balance is off, this gives you a chance to square your hips and simply focus on that single leg. That's tough as it is. We're gonna start with our right foot down. We're gonna reach the left hand, left leg in the air if it's going up. Otherwise, it's back. Ready? Here we go. Remember, if you're using a dumbbell, you're gonna slide that dumbbell down inside your leg, close to your body. Bend this knee, so right knee's gonna bend, it's gotta bend. As your hip moves back, then you just kind of play with how much bend we have to get through that right leg so that we're lowering down closer to the floor, not just leaning over. Yeah, nice. Our goal is to imagine a headlight on this left hip bone, and that left hip bone's got to shine at the floor, not off to the side. It's very tricky, especially with tight hips. That's why that knee bend is very important. Beautiful. Nice, Robin. 10 seconds. That's great. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, finish that last one. Very nice. We're going to switch sides. So now we're on left foot down, right leg reaching. You can also leave that right leg down in the back. Ready? Here we go. Come on, reach it long, get long, lean over, find your target, tap it, press down into that foot, and then tight. So we talked about this ribs hip position in our squats. Same idea here. We've got to maintain that. Think of your bird dog in our warm-up and how we have to draw the rib cage to the spine. Same thing here. Now we're just on one leg, challenging our balance even more. Beautiful work. If you're using your dumbbell, keep it close. close to your body. Right down into the front, press down into that leg, tuck it, squeeze it tight. Beautiful, 10 seconds. It's a lot to ask you to think about breathing here as well. But if you can incorporate your breath, you want to exhale as you come up. So we inhale here, exhale down, awesome. If you are one of the ladies who needs to do the Superman standing, stay standing, do the one I showed you. Everybody else, we're coming down on the belly. Really important here, I want you to think about reaching long, and that when you lift, your head stays down. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. So we're going to lift up. Biceps to the ears. Squeeze your butt. Pull your shoulders down. I want you to think of your low back like a little sandwich. It's sandwiched between your butt and your shoulder blades. Those muscles are so tight and contracted, and we're stretching the fingers and feet. So the low back's just hanging out right in between and not taking on the bulk of the lift. I wouldn't want to see your torso way up high off the mat. It's not great for the low back. It's low and tight. Less than 10. Breathe. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Water break. Coming back up to standing. We've got to do one more set of those reaches in that Superman. Where's my head? There we go. I gotta get it in my mind what's gotta be, what still don't have, oh well, it's fine. All right, last set of that single leg reach. You may keep the left foot down and back if you need to. Otherwise, right foot down, left hand reaches, left leg in the air. Ready, here we go. Sit back, then lean forward. So you're pushing your hip back, and your butt is like reaching away from your shoulders, and we're gonna press down, tuck it all tight. Yeah, nice work. So get long. Long arm, long leg, we're reaching, we're extending, we're growing out. And then that foot is so strong as it pushes down through the floor that you do not lose your balance. If you're working on balance, keep that back foot down. There's nothing wrong with staying here and working over time simply to build the strength in the glute without adding the balance of the challenge of the balance. 10 seconds, we're getting a couple more here. So we want to inhale, reach long. Exhale, press down, squeeze it all in tight. Finish it. Switching sides. Left foot down, right leg back or up, right hand reach. 3, 2, here we go. Get long. Reach that heel, that back leg, that back heel is reaching towards the wall behind you. So the toes pointing to the floor. And we really want that toe pointing straight down. So remember the light on the hip bone is shining at the floor. Square your pelvis. How do you do that? By bending the knee you're standing on. So standing leg is bent, back leg is straight. Really important here because we all have super tight hips. So it's hard to maintain this square pelvis. It is tough. You got to give yourself some room with the bend of that left knee. 10 seconds. Nice. Good, Robin. Beautiful balance. Whoop. My balance is a little off. You guys finish. Last one here. Reach, reach. Good work. Yes. Awesome. So anyone who needs to do standing Superman is here. Otherwise, let's take it down on your belly. Laying flat. Superman seems like no one's favorite, and I get it. But it's a really important exercise for the whole back of the body, that rear kinetic chain. So we're thinking about shoulder blades and butt. Point the fingers, point the toes. 4, 3, 2, lift the arms. Keep the head down. Looking at the floor. Shoulders down away from the ears. The biceps up by the ears. You can point your toes, squeeze your butt. Tight. So tight. We're almost there. We're halfway done. Keep breathing. It's hard to breathe deeply on your belly, but see if you can keep some nice deep breathing going. 15 seconds. It won't help to reach your fingers and toes. Try to touch the wall. 10 seconds. You got it. Stay with me. Almost there. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Okay, if you have a mini band, you can use a mini band here, a loop band. If you don't, this exercise is plenty challenging even without a loop band, and we're going to be on the floor for this first exercise. So if you have a band, it goes above your knees. If you don't, exercise is going to look exactly the same without a band. It's still going to be challenging. It's just you're going to have to be more mindful of your range of motion because the band isn't there to kind of dictate it. So we're coming into tabletop. Hands below shoulders, knees below hips. Draw the ribs and spine exercise can also be done on forearms if your wrists get cranky. We're doing what we call a fire hydrant. We're going to start with left leg. It's going to look like this. Now, when I do that, notice that my hips are staying square. So I'm not leaning in, it's not big, it's super tiny. Let's start left leg, ready, here we go. Just going lift and down. Lean into your left hand. My left leg is lifting, I'm gonna lean into my left hand to square off my shoulders. If you're not using a band, you've gotta do the mental work of keeping this really small and very slow and smooth. Because the band isn't there to tell you to be, like, you can't go any farther. So you've got to find that point where if you go any farther, you're going to sit into your right side, your hips or your shoulders are no longer going to be square. Think of this, those of you who know clamshells, this is a clamshell just in a different position. 5 seconds here, slow, smooth. 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. So other side, we'll go the right side, check in again, flatten out your back. Right leg, here we go. So we're going to lean into that right hand. Pull in the rib cage up tight. You got it. Good work, yeah. And it's so slow and it's so smooth. The band adds a layer of difficulty. Without a band, it's still hard. But you especially got to rely on keeping mentally your mind focused on small, tight. Oh, so good. Little. Oh, yeah. You got it. 15 seconds here. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. 10 seconds. We're almost there. Last 5 here. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Relax. Okay. You can slide that band off if you're using it. We're going to stand up for the next exercise. I'm going to adjust my camera shot here. And we have a couple of choices. So this next one is kind of challenging if you have wrist issues. So I will show an alternate option. This is an advanced exercise. So the full advanced exercise is a walkout where we take it down. We walk all the way out to a high plank. Hold for 1 count without dropping your hips. We don't want to drop the hips. Then we walk all the way back in and up. If you have a piece of furniture at home that you are able, and not many folks do, but like a very sturdy couch where you can walk out piece of furniture, you can do that. Otherwise, let's hold forearm plank. So your alternate option for wrist or core would be forearm plank, also knee plank as well. Otherwise, we're going into that walkout. So let me grab my timer here. 3, 2, 1. So I'll show the full walkout again. We're walking all the way out. We're finding high plank. We're going to tuck the wrists towards the hips. Towards your butt and hold. And then walk all the way back in and all the way back up. If you're doing a modification, you're holding forearm plank. You could also set knees down in forearm plank. Walkouts are a challenging exercise, but I think they're very functional because what they're doing is they're forcing us to be able to control and hold our body weight against the pull of gravity as we come out into that full plank. 10 seconds, so at least 1 more. It's a very good exercise for core strength and stability. Pull it in tight. And mobility, just getting down into that position. Woo, finish it, awesome work. Taking it back down to the floor for a fire hydrant. I'm gonna show it without a band this time. If you're using your band, remember that it does go up above your knees. We're on all fours. So we're gonna find that tuck position, just like we would in a bird dog. Let's go left leg first. Here we go, so small. Notice it's the same exercise without a band. Now, lean into your left hand a little bit. I'd almost wager to say in some ways this exercise is harder without a band because the band really restricts your movement. So sure, the band is going to fire up some extra little muscle fibers, but when you do this without a band, you've got to really control how big this is. And there is so much happening in the core, side of the leg. The band's not there to restrict your motion. 5. So we have to keep this so tight. 2, last one. Relax on the other side. So if you don't have a band at home, This is still really challenging. Remember, forearms is always an option if your wrists are mad. Right leg, here we go. So grip the floor with your fingers. Lean a little bit more into that right hand. And then we're gonna try to be real balanced and even between the knee and the hand. Slow and smooth. So maybe just a tiny little lift up, slow lower down. Let that glute do all the work. Yes, you got some core happening for sure. You got some hip action, but we don't want to be turning off to the side here. Hips stay square to the floor. Shoulders stay square, 10 seconds. It's just like a clamshell. Very much like a clamshell. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Relax. If you're doing a plank, go ahead and stay down on the floor. Otherwise, come back up to standing. Your modification for your wrists or just simply for core strength is to plank on your forearms or drop your knees. Yeah, I know, roll the wrists out a little bit. It's a lot on the wrists. All right, we're going into that walkout or plank holds. All right, walkouts, let's go down and out. Here we go. So you can bend your knees. In fact, you should. So we're kind of crawling out, and then we hold it for 1 second, and then we're crawling back in and up. Very functional exercise to get down on the floor and support your body weight, both on your hands and knees and with your core. I always talk about this in terms of thinking about, like, as we age, playing with children or grandchildren, being able to get down on the floor. Very nice. If you're holding forearm plank or knee plank, stay with us. You only have 10 more seconds here. We're walking out. Get at least one more. All the way in and up. Nice work. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. We're going to take it. If you need water, grab it. We got one more set. You know, my mother said she didn't really realize how out of shape she felt until she had grandchildren. She would get down on the floor and she would have trouble getting up off the floor. And my mother was a young grandmother. She was in her 50s at that time. So I think those kinds of things we've got to think about. The reason that we want to be able to do these exercises is for those kinds of things. We ought to get down on the floor easily and get back up. So we're going to hands below shoulders, knees below hips. Tuck your tailbone. Tuck your ribs towards your spine. Left leg lift. Here we go. Up and down. Maybe that band is above your knees. Maybe not. We're going to lean into that left hand a little bit. And this is so slow and so smooth. I don't know why it is. I personally feel more core when I don't have the band on. But it's totally up to you whether or not you want to use it. Either way, I want you to focus on keeping this so small. Little. Making sure not to turn the hips. We're not leaning into that right side. 15 seconds. Breathe. Those hands down. 10 seconds here. Forearms are an option. You'll see I'm on my knuckles. My wrists get a little cranky. This feels okay to me, but if you want your forearms, go for it. 3, 2, 1 more. Little. Down. We're going to switch sides. Just make sure you check in with your core. Flatten out your back again. Here we go. Right leg. Lean into that right hand. Bring one up and down. Breathe. So you would exhale as that leg goes up. Inhale as it lowers. And then see how slow and small you can make this. Those of you guys who've been listening to me for a while know that I always say it's in the smallness, it's in the control. It's not in making this a big exercise and recruiting all these extra muscles. It's in the isolation, in the control, the stability here. Making sure to keep your back flat, pulling your ribs to your spine. These last 10 seconds. So the whole body's working together so tight, so strong. Nice work. 5 seconds here. It's our last set of these. 3, 2, give me one more. Nice work. All right. If you're planking on your forearms or on your knees for this modification for a walkout, go for it. Otherwise, let's stand up. Find the top of my head. Last set here. So tight. We're all fighting gravity so that our hips don't drop, no matter which version you're doing. Ready? Here we go. If I'm walking on, I'm going to crawl it out. Grip the floor with your fingers so your hands don't have to be totally flat. I like to use kind of like almost like bear claws as I'm coming down. So I'm like kind of bear claw on the floor. Support my wrists. And then hands right below shoulders. Draw up through your belly. Don't let your hips sag. If you're planking, same thing. If you have to drop your knees, no matter what, we're not letting this gets saggy through the hips or dropping through our core. And hold on, because you only got about 10 seconds now. We're walking out. This is one. I want to get one more. So we finish that one. Wherever you're finishing, give me one more. Walk out. And then ignore that timer. Finish your walk out. If you're planking, relax. Everybody grab a drink of water when you're done. One more superset. Okay, so first exercise in our last superset is the one that's going to get our heart rate up a little. So the whole goal here is just to get you moving, get some blood pumping. It's not about doing it fancy or it having to be very technically complicated. So it's a jumping jack and a punch. Your low impact option is to punch, that foot goes out. Same arm, same leg. High impact is to jack the feet. We're punching straight out in front. Doesn't matter which one, whichever is going to suit your joints better. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's low. Here's high. So right now, we've got this 40-second little burst where we're going to get your heart rate up. That is our main goal right now. So if I'm doing low impact, I'm going to make this big, step that foot way out, push that's a fist. I almost said paw. Push through your paw. You got it. If you're jacking here, just make sure those arms are strong, powerful. That's the only thing I want is lots of boom, force, 10 seconds. So we're breathing heavy, getting the heart rate up, we're working the lungs. It's very short. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next exercise, we're back on the floor. So we're gonna do side planks. Side planks have lots of options. If you are someone who knows that side planks do not work for you, then I will show you quickly your alternate, and then that's what you'll do while we side plank. The alternate for a side plank is to half kneel, ribs to hips, hold the weight out, and tuck in. You could do this with a split stance standing as well if half kneeling is not your jam. That is for anyone watching the recording who is not doing side planks. If we're side planking, elbow right below shoulder, you can either bend the bottom knee with the top straight leg and lift there. You can straighten the bottom leg, kickstand your front foot and lift here, or you can do full side plank. Your choice. Let's lift in 4, 3, 2, 1. So maybe we're going to press the hips forward and up and keep a knee down to support our low back. Maybe we just need a little extra help from that front foot. Either way, open up through the chest. Maybe you're someone who's here and you've got that full side plank and you are going to stay with me for 15 seconds. No matter which version you're doing, reach the top hand up, open your chest, press everything forward, 10 seconds. Push down into the arm that's on the ground. Breathe. You got it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. So we're on the other side. If you're watching this on record or replay, you're doing the half kneel, just switch your knees and do that same exercise on the other knee, or switch your feet in split stance. Side plank, whatever version you did last time, just make sure your arm is lined up right under your shoulder. 4, 3, 2, 1. We lift and reach. So I think one of the biggest things on side plank is pushing the hips forward so we're in a straight line. And sometimes, especially like when we're up in full, folks will have a little bit of a break here. You gotta tuck your butt forward, lift and reach. This top arm serves two purposes. The reach out of the shoulder, number one, is to pull a little bit less pressure out from the shoulder that's on the ground. And it does that by opening our chest. So making this very active, very open. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. All right, stand up. Let's get 2 more sets of those two. Fast. We're almost done. We're going to get out of here in about 4 minutes. Well, we got to stretch too, but workout-wise. Jack and punch, high or low impact. Second set, ready, we go. So here's low. You can get down low in those legs. Keep it really low impact, but maybe bend into a little bit and punch. You can come full impact, high intensity jacks. Apologize for this getting a little bit dark. We have a light that keeps right above my head, of course, that keeps going on and off, and so all of a sudden it looks like I turned the lights off. I didn't, but it's kind of dark. 15 seconds, you still know what to do. You got it. So high I want that heart rate high, 10 seconds. Punch out hard, hard, hard. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Taking it back down, side plank, or you can also do that half kneeling hold with a dumbbell. Totally okay, where you're pulling everything to the midline. Most of you guys who would be watching this who need that modification know what I'm talking about, so you know what to do. All right, arm below shoulder. 4, 3, 2, lift and hold. So maybe you're pushing those hips forward, reach the arm up. Press down into this forearm, and then open your chest. You could also kickstand here. This is a nice way of getting a more challenge through your core, but without quite as much on your low back. This little kickstand in front. And then of course, if you're up for that full side plank, just make sure this top hip is rotated towards me. And we're opening up through the chest and the shoulders. 10 seconds here. Stay there. Reach higher. Woo, yeah, push those hips. Reach that top arm. 4, 3, 2. Now, just lower yourself down. Don't drop. Switch sides. Yes. So that's my challenge to you on these last 3 side planks we do. Is when I say done, don't just drop. Lower yourself. All right, other arm. If you're half kneeling, go ahead and switch knees. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift and hold. Hips forward, arm reaching. Maybe we've got the bottom knee down. Maybe this kickstand is where your jam is at. Maybe we're here. I don't care. But make sure you're picking the one that's appropriately challenging, and we're not just staying with what's easy. You know, even if you're in a place right now, 15 seconds, keep lifting, where you're feeling, you know, we're all stressed, you're a little drained, 10 seconds. You can still push yourself a tiny bit and be better for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, lower down, slow. Awesome work. All right, pop up, last set. And we're done. So we literally got about 1.5 minutes. And we'll be done. And we're going to stretch, but we'll be done with the workout. So anybody who's got a jack and jet. Jack and punch. Ready? Here we go. So here's low. Getting down in there. Here's high. So remember, either way, we're done really soon. It's your last heart rate burn. So the goal here is to get breathing heavy, get some blood pumping. I want you to feel like you can smile, enjoy this a little bit. Exercise is a gift, it's a blessing, it's a privilege, something to feel good about. 15 seconds, not everyone can. Last 10, and if that had to be taken away from you, you miss it, right? So appreciate that, enjoy this a little bit, even though it's tough. 4, 3, 2, 1, nice work. One more time, side planks or half kneeling holds, and then we'll stretch. So the half kneel hold is all about pulling it in, holding that dumbbell here. Same exercise as a side plank, really. Last time, it's 35 seconds. You can do this. Stay with it. Find your position. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to take it up and hold. Remember, bottom leg can be bent. To be truthful with you today, for me, my low back is a little cranky. This is perfect right here. I don't need that full side plank today. I'm being kind to my body. So you got to also take that into consideration. What's going to serve you best? Is this the most challenging for me? Maybe not, but this is where I need to be right now. 15 seconds. You got to know your body. 10 seconds here, almost there. Remember, we're not going to drop out of this. We're going to slowly lower down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Switch sides. Woo, one more. It's 35 seconds. Then we're stretching. We're done. Line it up. Make sure we're under the shoulder. That's the biggest thing I think I see is this arm being out like this. It's really tough on your shoulder joint and your rotator cuff. Find your position in 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift and hold. Press up through those hips. If you're doing that half kneel hold, you just switch knees. You're pulling everything in. So everybody, tuck your hips. Try to pull in towards the middle of your body. Keep it all tight. And then my side plankers, reach that top arm up. 20 seconds. This is it. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth. You got this. You can stay here for another 12 seconds. Oh, yes, you can. Last 10 here. We're going to finish this all the way through. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down easy. Let's go right into our stretch. We're going to roll it over on our back. We're going to cross one leg over and draw that in figure 4. Just in hold and breathe. Stretching is really important. I know everybody's kind of busy right now, so you got things you got to get back to, but we want to take this time, our stretching time, to really kind of settle our system so that we can come back out of our exercise stress state before we jump back into our work or life stress state, right? We don't want to add stress on stress. So do take the time to do the stretch, especially if you're watching on replay. Don't just turn me off. Go ahead and switch sides. You know, when you're at home, you're like, okay, it's cool, they're stretching, I'm done. Nuh-uh, this is important. Equally important to the exercise work that we do. We just gotta start deep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. This send a signal to your central nervous system to slow down. That we did great, we feel good. Hopefully we feel better than we did before we started this workout today. Hug your knees into your chest, roll yourself to seated. Legs come out in front. We're gonna cross that right foot over. Is that right? Yeah. And then left leg hugs in, and you're gonna twist away from you twist over your leg, twist away from your foot. So we're sitting up tall. I did this backwards, because now I'm supposed to turn my head away from you, and I can't, because I have to talk to you. But that's all right. I'll get the other side. Sit up tall. Oh yeah. We're gonna switch sides. So we're gonna go left foot over right. We're gonna hug that in with our right arm. Twist, sit up tall. So good. I was listening to a podcast over the weekend, and the interviewer was talking to a physician. And this guy is not just any physician, he's a medical expert. He does a lot of research, and he's been researching the virus that we're currently dealing with as we come to standing. And the advice that he had for your immune system, which we kind of already knew, reach forward, stretch out your upper back, was number 1, he's like, you gotta sleep. Like, you gotta try to get good sleep. I know it's hard, but that's huge. And the second thing was exercise. Take your arms back behind, roll the shoulders back. He said exercise daily, but I think sometimes, and he made this great point, he said people either do too much or too little. And sometimes when people exercise daily, they work out too hard, and that actually weakens your immune system if you're exercising at a high intensity every day. Right arm across. He actually said what he has found to be most beneficial is light to medium intensity exercise daily. So that could be the workout like we did today is a great example of that. You could do that 3 or 4 times a week and then do some good fast walking the other days. Yoga is great, but it's pretty light intensity, other side. I think yoga to me is more of a mental, sure it's strength training, but it's more of a mental activity. It's good for your brain. So you do need something that's gonna get your heart rate up a little bit, but not so intense that you're gasping for breath or that you're working out for hours at a time. Hands to the thighs, shoulders back, chest out. I put a poll on Facebook as we slide down and hold. And it was very split. I asked if people were working out more or less right now. And people are either doing way less or they're doing more because they're the kind of person, kind of like myself, where they're like, okay, this is my stress relief, so I'm gonna do it every day. If you're an everyday workout person, just be sure you're not busting your butt crazy intense every single day. If you're not doing, I mean, obviously anyone watching this is doing something, go ahead and roll it up. So yeah, if you're only doing a couple days a week, just make sure you're walking on the other day. Just kind of move your body and take care of your system and get some good sleep. To finish, inhale, reach up, exhale out through your mouth. We'll go one more big deep breath. Inhale, reach. Big exhale out. Give it up for yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Clap your hands. You did awesome. You showed up for yourself. Great work today. Thank you for being there.